Hello, my name is Andreas Fenner. This is my e-portfolio for the Scandinavian Model 6 course, which we've done for IBA in Kolding. Short chart of content. I'll be looking at the cultural influence on business, Danish companies and internationalization, supply chains, innovation management, and the Danish economic system, and I give a conclusion at the end. I'll give, for each topic, a brief introduction on facts, and then I'll go on to give my own reflections and opinions. The first topic is the cultural influence on business. A few facts on that. The culture is deeply related to Denmark's history and the gain of loss of leadership, but key values coming from this consideration are equality, democracy, togetherness, and involvement. Cultural theories. There are cultural theories which look at culture in nationwide phenomena like Hofstede, or in people like Kluckhohn and Schrottbeck. Later approaches like Trompenas include more globalized structures and look into multicultural settings. And the impact on culture on business in Denmark is that employees are very open, direct, outspoken, and want to contribute to the success of the company. I think personally that the time and borders of the cultural considerations are very important, and when you choose them differently, then there might be different results. I think also that globalization will make a mix of behaviors throughout the world, and which will basically end up as one mix of different cultures and as one big melting pot. And we saw that with the Third Culture Kids videos. Danish people are said to be very happy because of the good balance of their job and private life. In my opinion, behavior is personal, and not every personal behavior can be explained with cultural effects. And also, I think that job happiness and general happiness is related to business success and a good private life. Also, I met a good friend lately. DSV took over Panalpina, and he's an employee there, and he said that the cultural approach is different in terms of leadership and the hierarchy within DSV. Danish companies and internationalization. For Danish companies, internationalization is very important because they rely heavily on exports. The Uppsala model shows internationalization in different steps. Some other companies, more modern companies, can be born global. Many Danish companies actually evolved from local family businesses. Localization is a term that describes the marketing of a global product and adapting this to a local market demand. And finding the right market for internationalization requires a careful approach. And two methods of internationalization are externalizing which means that you outsource the actual business activity to a partner, or internalize by establishing an own subsidiary in the target market. Global account management is a form of internationalization by using a distribution network of a powerful partner. I think that localization is a very important factor because it combines global and local approaches. I think that the evaluation of the target market is very important. The entry mode and the marketing channels are key to success, and many Danish companies have been successful doing that. I think also that the Purcell example was a very good example that showed the combination of globalized approach and local demand. And I also think that the monitoring after going into a market is very important. The global account management is quite risky strategy from my point of view, because the powerful partner will always keep a stronger position in this partnership. A few facts on supply chains. There are three different kinds of supply chains: simple, integrated, and circle. An important factor within a supply chain is the decoupling point, which describes the finalization of a product for an end consumer. And supply chains follow generic strategies like cost leadership, differentiation, and customization. They aim to provide short lead times and create their values by responsiveness, reliability, resilience, and relationships. The structures in supply chains can be push or pull strategies. Push is when companies push their products into a market without having orders for them yet. And pull strategies mean that customers actually order products, which then triggers the processes within the supply chain. Different roles can be determined by supplier matrix, and key points are lead time and predictability of demand. I think that supply chains are the backbone of international business, and their flexibility allows them to react to change, and technology is important to keep them flexible. The decoupling point is a very useful approach, because I think that the closer you bring that to the end consumer, the better, and the more flexible to stay. You avoid the situation of unsellable goods in your warehouse, and avoid waste from an environmental perspective as well. I think that technology will actually keep supporting supply chains, and especially will help social media selling to become gradually bigger. A few points on innovation management. Innovation means implementing new ideas, and not only can innovation be done with product, but also with processes, positions, and paradigm. Innovation can be radical or incremental. So, incremental meaning step by step, or gradual. And the innovation process can be shown in models, for example, the state-gate models which Carlsberg used in their InnoScope model. And as a matter of fact, Denmark is a very highly innovative economy and rated higher than Germany, for instance. I think that innovation is a very important point, and that it also concerns more aspects than just the product itself. I think also that innovation is important for smaller countries and smaller economies with export tendencies, and the connection between education and innovation is very important and helped the Danish to become very successful. Also, from my point of view, the incremental innovation is more gradual and therefore maybe better than the radical approach. And also, I think that innovation is a continuous system that has to be followed at all times. Okay, the Danish economic system, it's based on labor mobility, social benefits, and activity in education. The Danish tax and welfare model shows high tax rates, but very high benefits as well. The tax allocation is on people. People receive the taxes. And unlike in Germany, where you've got the society contract and the money will be transferred to the next generation. The key is for Danish to provide equal opportunities to all Danes. Denmark is a very small economy. It's not part of the Eurozone, but still it's very rich. And it mainly exports agricultural, environmental, and technical products. From my point of view, the high taxes can become a problem in the future, especially with higher competition globally. There might be an impact on the jobs as well and on unemployment. So there might be a problem that there is no explicit job security. But on the other hand, education is a very good foundation for innovation and will help the Danes to stay competitive. So basically, I think that Denmark might be considering to go into the euro as well, to be part of a bigger monetary union and to minimize problems in the future. Okay, a few pros and cons as my conclusion. I think that the Danish got a very democratic and approach, and equality is a big aspect, Yanti's law, for instance, and I think that they also have a very modern approach regarding their education and innovation. Their spirit of togetherness and determination to stand together in global competition is very good, and I think that there is a high confidence in people believing in their state. Problems might become the size of the economy itself, the dependency on exports during global crisis, for instance, the COVID-19 pandemic, demographic change, and the price levels within Denmark. Okay, that was it. Thank you very much for your attention. Bye-bye.